Some 31 minutes after 6 a.m. here on the AM show. Time for us to look at what's in the various newspapers. We'll also get to do a bit of the online review. Of course, start from home, myjoyonline.com. You are encouraged to send us messages via WhatsApp and regular text. But yesterday, before we wrapped up the show, I did promise we're going to share an inspiring message with you. It's actually a video that caught my attention very early in the day, first on Adum TV, about a young woman who writes the BEC not with her hands but with her mouth. And you know, just the expression on the face, because when I saw this the first time, there was no sound to it. And she's bold, she's doing it irrespective of her disability, the challenges that she's got. She's all positive about it, and I thought that we'll play back that video to you so that it encourages all of us. So I hope that you're encouraged. With that said, though, the young people are still writing the basic education certificate examinations. It would end tomorrow, Friday, but today they are writing almighty mathematics. So what can I say? You know, so that, you know, they'll be able to do it well. They're writing 2 papers. Let's see if I can get the 2 papers they're writing alongside mathematics. So they're writing maths today, and they're writing Ghanaian language. Wow. So Ghanaian language and culture, and then mathematics. But mathematics is first, the essay, and then the objective. So there you have it on the screen right now. Thursday, something like that. A bit.
Right.
Yeah. I think it was physics that was my headache.
Okay.
But
okay. No wonder you left science class.
Okay, so Joseph Akable is joining
good morning
us.
to you.
Good morning.
But before he starts, I have Juliet Boahimaedu, called Mamia. You're the daughter of Madam Abene Nima, all of Kuru Pepease. This one is coming from a good friend of mine, Papaya Stokes. That is your boyfriend. He says that the future is going to be spent with you. I don't know whether that's a proposal though, but Mamia, have a good morning as well. And my own good friend, somebody who went to Bishop Herman Secondary School, and Lawson Jandu, have a great morning as well.
Okay. Here's a message. Person says, you didn't include your name. Please do the next time you send us a message. But it says, I love today's motivational message. That was great. We all need change. And I even think we should change the name of Ghana. Maybe Republic of Joy would do. Thanks for that message, though. Here's another one that says, keep on doing good work for Ghana. It's now clear why most of ours don't follow our leagues and other sports events in the country, but rather prefer European football. You can do this in England, Italy, Spain, and other countries. I guess you're asking, can you do this in these other countries? Fire burn GFA presidents. It's a song, good morning, yeah. Okay, Joseph Akable. This happened. Can you, let's take us through how this all unfolded, because it rained yesterday.
Yeah.
People still defied, and they went there to see the mixture, ticketing issues.
I think it's expected. I mean, Anas's premiere always attracts a lot of people.
It does?
Always.
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't been to one before.
I watched that of the judiciary. In fact, for this one, a lot of people made it as early as 1 p.m. You could see people who had.
I was there at 1:30.
You were at the place.
And it was full. I think almost full.
Yeah, so it tells you the number of people who wanted to go in, and it became tough for the handlers to the extent that they couldn't rely on the timelines on the tickets because you have lots of people waiting to get in. The time is drawing near. You cannot obviously be checking whether Roland's ticket is 3 p.m. or that of another person is 5 p.m. So
there was no time for
they
that.
all had to go in.
I actually wasn't having in hand my ticket. It was somebody in front of me. I gave the ticket to.
So you went in with no tickets?
No, well.
No, is that what you're saying?
No. Yeah, because of this media business. So they said,
okay, so you went in as a journalist.
Yeah, they said, you are the first.
Because if you say you went in without a ticket, it sounds like.
Oh no. That was not the norm.
That was not the norm.
That was not the norm.
It's still very much illegal. Because media people or not, they all had to go in with tickets.
No, I think...
You know, you have a tendency. We should place a policeman outside. A tendency of confessing...
No, because we were some of the first frontliners to go. The pressure was not as much, but I think that when...
So that would also explain why the place was packed.
Yeah. I'm
Way earlier than the 3 p.m.
Yeah, I'm told when the place was packed, even I think 30 minutes before the time, a lot of people were outside. I don't know how that
Eko
came
had a
about.
5 p.m. ticket. He couldn't. He had to wait for 8 p.m.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great as well. It's a good thing that all of us get to watch it.
Yeah,
and,
it's showing again today. I mean, the
yeah.
cycle would repeat
Will
itself.
continue, yeah.
3-5.
We'll
I
be
think
shown
we can
on the
expect
BBC.
the same number of people to once again make it a point to watch it already. Parts of it has been put on social media, portions of that documentary
I think
and
everybody needs
commentaries
to
and
watch it.
text. And I mean, people, I mean, the demeanor of those who are exiting, you know, when people are going in, they are eager to want to see what is on.
You should have seen my
But
face
when they
I
are
was getting
coming
out.
back, it's like, it's either that of despair, they
Yeah,
don't have any
yeah.
hope, or it's that they are aggressive, that something needs to be done to those who are caught on tape.
Yeah.
I felt sad when I was getting out because I knew some of the individuals in there. Some of them, I think one I was very close to. The other I was okay with. And others I had interviewed, you know, with this job and all that. But the first 30, 45 minutes, it was the lower ebb of the game itself, the referees and all. It was more, I was appalled and bored because they were just taking 1,000, having top-ups of 300, 500 to change games in which players have dedicated their whole week to train
supporters. I mean,
yeah, and
thronging
supporters
stadiums to
have
watch.
you know,
Supporters have died because of
Yeah.
football
You
matches.
see that Kotoko Hearts game, that penalty was
remember.
given. I remember the game so well.
Mama will tease me about
Well,
it.
I
it's
watched
still
it.
your pain.
I support Kotoko,
Yeah.
so I mean, at that dying moment of the game, 0-0, then the penalty comes in and Hearts scores. I watched the replay. I said, no, this ball cannot be a penalty.
Which one? The one that hit the back?
The back of the player.
Yeah.
So you heard clearly the commentator in that portion of the video even saying that I don't think this is a penalty.
But listen too, there was a game in which Hearts of Folk was also cheated, even though they had paid for Hearts to win. Do you
It
understand?
appears Hearts.
So this is what
was
happens.
more or less they posed more often as people who were supporting the cause of Hearts a lot of the time because a lot of it involved us a bit.
Okay.
So-
but can
so
you,
the
the
interpretation
two of
was
you
that-
watch there. Can we be clear on something? It's not as if the club Hearts of Oak went to bribe someone.
no.
Okay, that's
No,
what I
not
wanted
at
cleared
all.
up.
Not at all.
But we, the supporters of Kotoko, still maintain that has benefited from it one way or the
Well,
other.
whichever way, you still
That's on the
lost.
side.
At the end
Yeah.
of the game, it's not the whatever. It's
But
the
the
score
conclusion
line.
following, because the referees, you know, there was this, and Kojoanchi and I were sharing something, that my opinion about that issue of abetment or even forcing people entrapment and collecting bribe, etc. Some of the referees went beyond just the whole moment of exhilaration and thanking the people who were giving them the money to making reference to past games that they had changed,
They were your big.
which was without the influence
They were
of
demonstrating
Tiger
their
Eye.
competence. Their competence.
They were
For
displaying
example,
their CV.
one said, oh, you could remember the Diana game. You know, I was...
No, he's giving you.
And some even said, oh, I'm here.
It's giving you good reason to, I mean, top up
to
the
trust
money.
him.
Okay,
And I
so
don't know.
let's look at the angles the various newspapers have put it this morning, and then we'll ask the question of, and so what? What do we expect done after what most of us watched, really, and a lot more of us are looking forward to watching it sometime today. So I've got the Daily Graphic newspaper. That's where we begin from. Front page of the Graphic, something else that happened yesterday. Boss CEO, GPHA Director General sacked. President cuts salt for Kumasi Airport Phase 2 project, a project that we're hearing from other sources that the commissioning may have been done before former President John Dramani Mahama exited. So more like we're doing twice something that, you know, we're doing it for the second time, something that has been done already. And then number 12 shocks nation. The picture there on front page of the paper is that of a large crowd that thronged the Accra International Conference Center to watch ANAS's number 12 yesterday. Okay, so that's the front page of the Daily Graphic. Center spread. Aker Energy pledges to transfer Norway's experience to Ghana. GIA launches initiative to handle complaints, and then develop guidelines for oil revenue spending. On the back page of the paper, the Daily Graphic, Chinese government funds 1,000 boreholes in Ghana, and GCMC, that's the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, takes delivery of manufacturing plant to boost cylinder production. And we've kind of like moved on as if nothing happened. Remember that the board of the same company, the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, had, you know, they're investigating
this clash
the CEO,
with the CEO
and had asked her to step aside. Exactly. And this was overruled.
The ministry moved in.
Yeah, but nothing has been said. Like, we've moved on, like nothing happened.
I recall a committee was set up to look into it. It had a civil servant, it had a lawyer, it had some other governance persons to join to look into the matter, because the concern by the ministry was that the board itself was involved in the matters that it arrived at conclusions at. But at least it's been more than 2 weeks, and we haven't heard anything on what the findings are from the committee.
Is the CEO more powerful than the board that's supposed to be
obviously the CEO cannot
overlooking?
She was not sacked.
The CEO.
She hasn't been sacked yet.
The board suspended her. Then the ministry intervened.
But she was not sacked in suspension.
No, she wasn't.
She's not part of those who have been sacked, at least yesterday.
Okay, so let's talk about the names that we had yesterday.
Okay.
Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
So Daily Guide is on the front page. Nana fires 4 top CEOs. So there's a photograph of Paul Asariansa. He was the head of the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority. There's Gifty Kekeli Clenam, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Then also Dr. Felix Anya of Kolebu. Then we also have Alfred Obing of Bost. So these 4 individuals, at least 3 of them, we know that under their tenureship heading those institutions, they have been engaged in one controversy or the other. Some allegation has been leveled against them. So I think the most popular, obviously, is the Bost MD. First was the issue of sale of contaminated fuel.
Yes.
Off-spec fuel, like we're told, and the
whole and then COPEC came really hard on them. And then there's even an issue that is in courts.
Yes, I mean, defamation against, and the issue of threat has also come up again, saying that persons close to the MD had threatened the COPEC executive secretary. So now,
surprisingly, the union also decided to go on whatever it is. I mean, you know, go condemning people who are making comments against Bost. Surprisingly.
So all this, the problem really is that with the statement that was signed by the president's executive secretary, announcing the sack of the Bost MD, it only says it has to do with restructuring. So it doesn't actually give the reason, and that is why it leaves room for speculation as to whether the accusations that were leveled against them, the presidency has now arrived. What is interesting is that if you recall, the Bost MD, the ministry set up a committee to investigate him. Then the minister again came out with a BNI report saying that the MD had been exonerated of any wrongdoing. So, I mean, it's a fair question for anyone to ask, why has he been moved? I mean, we know the president has the power to move people around. But
we also, you know, once we're not spectators, we're entitled to ask questions. And I think that those at the heads of the various institutions also owe us, because we're not spectators, they owe us a duty to fill in the blanks so that we don't go on speculating. So we'll continue to ask the questions.
And yesterday on social media, you asked a question this morning, whether it was true or not, the speculation or the conspiracy theory that this announcement was made to coincide with the
it wasn't me, it was the NDC, I beg you.
No,
they issued a statement.
Okay. All right. So, and I think that in the Fourth Republic, this is the first time that we've had en masse an announcement saying that certain CEOs of the public corporation or the state enterprises have been changed at one point
But to be fair, it's only the Ghana Ports and Bosts that we saw statements.
Yes.
We heard about Kolebu, Dr. Felix Anya.
There's no formal statement.
We heard about Ghana Export Promotion Center, but we haven't seen any letter.
That's true.
And no government official is speaking to those other...
But is the Daily Guide having
the Daily Guide reports all 4.
That's the statement.
And I think what Roland is saying, there's a trend. We are seeing lots of sacks and suspensions under this president. We've seen ministers, regional ministers suspended, deputy ministers suspended.
True.
We've seen CEOs being sacked left, right, center. For the Kolebu situation, you recall this back and forth between A+ and the deputy chief of staff, where we are told that it had to do with the CEO suspending a contract that had been awarded Unibank revenue assurance contract. So that's a controversy that occurred at that particular place. Then with Paul Asariansa, the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, recently,
I thought he was okay.
the board chairman was in the news recently.
Yes.
And it had to do with allegation by the workers that he had awarded contracts to his wife and children. He was outside the country, returned to the country, he denied and in fact threatened to take legal action against some people.
And there was a press conference.
At that press conference,
Seated
Paul Ansa was there.
In fact, we are told that just Tuesday, there was a board meeting. Paul Ansa attended the board meeting. Then Wednesday, there's a statement saying that he has been sacked. So in fact, I saw a statement from the Sojaman NPP constituency, there where he belongs. They are threatening to resign if he is not reinstated. The argument is that he has not been given a fair hearing because he was just at that meeting. Then he hears later that he's been sacked. But like we said, the statement doesn't give details, and that is really the problem.
Wow.
And I think that I'm just trying to pull what's Ina Talia, who's our colleague in the Western region, a message that she also sent that there were hints that workers of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, at least those in the Western region, are planning on not working in protest of the sacking of their Director General. And I know, Mr. Paul Ansa, he had worked in Takoradi for many years before, his Accra and then, this latest position. So we'll see how that goes. But I also heard from, you always hear something from somewhere, that even though he was with him, with Peter McMahon, the chairman of the GAPOHA board, they actually don't click. That's what I heard.
So is it a suspicion that he may have instigated the workers? Yeah.
Well, we can make that conclusion.
Because at least we know that from what Ina tells us, I mean, the workers don't seem, at least some workers don't seem happy with what is happening to them.
Yes. And even with the, that there was an aspect of the worker union group that had come to make a statement against the position of the senior workers union, senior management workers union, who had raised those concerns. And subsequently, we've had the entire worker union saying that that action and the threats by the board chairperson to send the senior workers to court, if he doesn't rescind that decision, they will go on strike. And it also gives us an idea about what really has been happening in terms of the management and what the concerns are.
I don't know whether you agree
because the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is one of the most viable state enterprises we have.
That is why I don't know whether you believe in a school of thought that suggests that when the president is firing or doing the reshuffling or whatever it is, he should give some explanations. Or you don't think he should?
I don't think
I agree.
Well, I don't think he has
because
to.
in this situation, is Paul Ansa gone because of Peter McMahon, who's chairman?
Or that he's
and are there things that they've actually found? Because Paul Ansa is not like, like a politician who was sitting somewhere that once the NPP came into government, they brought him to be Director General of GAPOHA. He's actually somebody who's worked with GAPOHA for a very long time, marketing manager, corporate affairs,
So he's gone through the mill.
Exactly. So, of course, when somebody like that is sacked, then
he raises questions.
I would need, I would exactly. Otherwise, I would just say because he didn't agree with the board chair, that's why he's off. But see, the point is that your board, your CEO or your managing director should not always be agreeing with the board.
The board is supposed to supervise the CEO, so obviously they shouldn't always be in agreement.
Exactly,
but,
that's how you grow.
We'll go eventually.
Okay, so we'll do the center spread, Mamavi. Then we'll move on to some other and the online portals.
There's this story: actress defends Dr. Obinfo.
I'm in favor of the story.
Kratin.
I'm advocating for the review.
Okay, so she's a beneficiary. We are told she has been.
What's her name? I haven't seen her before.
Nana Frema Cranton.
She's an actress?
You can describe how she looks.
Roland can.
She looks very curvy. It will be very curvy. And I'm an advocate of cosmetic surgery. So Nana Frema Cranton, an actress and musician, has asked her fellow women who have had successful surgeries at the Obinfo Hospital to speak out. It says, if you go down, it says, "You will not believe the number of people who have trooped to the Advanced Body Sculpt Center that my doctor actually worked on. You will be amazed." And Mamavi, I'm telling you, according to her, our celebrities, pastors' wives, politicians, wives of big men is just mind-blowing, and I don't know why this has happened, and everybody has left the doctor to be on his own. She made an appeal to all ladies who have had successful surgeries with Dr. Obin Fuando, or Dr. Obin Ando to rally behind him. But, well, I'm in favor of what she's saying. But the thing is about ethics and some of the things
I actually don't get what she's saying.
So you're the courts guy. I was going to say that. Wait when the case starts
exactly,
and it goes on trial and they need witnesses, then you can line them up. Yeah, you can line them up.
The question will be, what will be the relevance of their testimony?
Oh, you say,
I mean, this is a particular
Judge,
case.
please see my file. No, they say, wait, hang on.
Stop this law.
No. This one is evident. Judge, see my butt. I've had it for 5 years. No complications. It was done by Dr. Obefo.
Oh, you people, you're trivializing the issue. The thing is that sometimes the court of public opinion sometimes also influence the judges. They watch the shows and all that, so you never know.
What we know is that they are not influenced by what is happening out there.
Yeah.
They work with what they have in terms of evidence.
I think, I don't know.
All right, we'll get to some of your messages in a bit, but there's a statement that's been issued by the Ghana Football Association. This is coming less than
GFA.
Ghana Football Association.
Who is running?
We're going to read that.
Statement,
we will see in a bit. So the statement will be on your screens. Okay, it is now. Press release, GFA statement on documentary by Tiger Eye on alleged acts of corruption. Here we go with the details of the statement. So it says the Ghana Football Association's attention has been drawn to the airing of a documentary by Tiger Eye PI alleging acts of corruption by some match officials and senior officials of the Federation. The GFA was not provided with an opportunity to watch the premiering of the documentary, as it was neither provided with an advance copy of the said documentary nor furnished with tickets by Tiger Eye PI to watch the airing. Though the GFA did not commission Tiger Eye PI to undertake the exercise and have not been provided with the opportunity of watching the documentary, we view the allegations circulating in the media very seriously and would wish to take immediate steps to address them. To this end, we believe it's only fair and proper that Tiger Eye furnishes us with a said documentary, and hereby request Tiger Eye as a matter of urgency to furnish us with all the recorded material on this documentary to enable us forward it to the appropriate quarters for further investigations. The GFA wishes to emphasize that it is an association incorporated under the laws of Ghana and as such governed by the laws of Ghana as well as its own rules and regulations. It is also affiliated to CAF and FIFA. The GFA wishes to place on record that there will be no attempt of a cover-up or shield any of our members caught in alleged acts of corruption. The GFA wishes to assure all that as an institution, it does not condone any manner of corrupt practices. We wish to put on record that 8 months ago, we got evidence of some external influences seeking to manipulate matches in our various competitions. As soon as it became clear to us that we were facing the possibility of some external influences seeking to destroy the sanctity of the game in Ghana, we wrote to FIFA seeking assistance to help combat this menace. The action we took was to furtherance or in furtherance of the GFA's desire to fight against match manipulation and maintain the integrity of our game and federation. We received a full FIFA response a few days later with an action plan on how we can fight the menace of match manipulation through a roadmap for the implementation of the National Integrity Initiative. We're still working with FIFA Integrity Department to find the appropriate dates for the action to help educate our members on the dangers of this menace. The GFA will subsequently be undertaking a holistic view and continue with our reforms geared towards the enhancements of its operations in dealing with alleged acts of corruption in the game. We urge the football fraternity to remain calm and provide us with all the support we need as we bid to restore confidence and trust in our beautiful game. We ask anyone with information about these allegations to get in touch with us, and they provide an address, info@ghana.org.
Who signed this statement?
Please, is there a signatory to this?
No one.
No signatory.
Okay, but issued by the FA.
Okay, so step by step. First, they say that they were not given tickets. They haven't had
Did they
the
need to be
privilege
given?
to watch.
I can explain why. I mean, they are in the video, so that's it.
You know what? If you're an
Yeah.
actor, you don't need a copy of it. You should know the movie that you produced.
But
Or you acted in it.
Mamavi and Joseph, if all of us have been accused and seen in a video to have committed certain offences, are we the same people to undertake remedial actions to correct
Definitely
the
not.
ills?
Definitely not. That's why we want
I
to
think
know
that's what
who-
the statement is
That's
saying.
why I want to know who signed the statement.
Yeah.
Because we know for a fact that the GFA president who leads the GFA is captured in the video.
Yeah.
There are some members of the executive committee who are also captured in the video. The emergency committee, they're also captured in the video.
Yeah.
So the question is that people cannot trust GFA to do a good job.
So,
in fact,
GFA,
it's wrong for them to investigate
this is
themselves.
my small contribution to this so-called statement that you've issued. If you have any shame, you will go looking for tickets so that you will watch. I think you shouldn't even give us the impression that you haven't watched, like you don't know what is happening.
I think that
They're just
yesterday,
rumors.
the 3 p.m. one, if you watch around that, there were some people who were not elated. And I think that they had sent people to come and watch.
That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
that if they have any shame, you know, with everything
But you see the
what you're
suggestion
telling
that
us.
8 months ago they
Yeah.
got such suspicions.
Did you tell?
and
Who did you
they are
tell? Who did you inform?
investigating it and
I think that
Who did you inform?
What
This is
also-
like an afterthought.
What also the GFA has been accused of, including the president and the other management people, has been that they've not been transparent. And,
No, they haven't.
And
We
they
don't
have-
trust them.
And they've been non-communicative with the public.
And so you wanted the opportunity, and then Tiger IPR will come and say, I did an investigation on you, so come, this is the final, come and watch.
You-
I beg, did you pay for the investigation?
You know what I read into it is that the statement is perhaps, we know for a fact that Tiger has petitioned FIFA in relation to Kwesi Nyantakyi.
Yeah.
I get a sense that GFA wants to communicate that they are handling the
I
investigation.
beg, we
so
don't
that
care. We'll deal with FIFA.
may not come in.
We will deal with
Because,
FIFA,
I mean, the
we'll
external
deal
body
with
will interfere when
FIFA. How
they feel they are
well
not
have
doing
they
anything
been
about it.
able to deal with their own issues?
Yeah.
Clearly not well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to myjournline.com if we can.
Charlie, but statement is very lengthy.
I'm
I
telling you,
need some tea.
it's wedded. It's wedded with a lot of.
I have a feeling.
Okay.
I have a feeling it was written ahead of yesterday.
So you,
Okay, so we have myjournline.
you guys, oh, was there an MOU 18-page that was written at a go?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
written
this
with-
statement
written with a pen and
could well,
typed and
Well, that was
have
fast,
been written
very fast.
yesterday at 10 p.m.
That seems like a competent lawyer who knows his drafting very well.
But he has great experience. So. Anyway, so let's move on. We have this one.
Yeah,
It's an opinion piece.
myjournline.com.
You read it earlier. I think if you're watching, you should read it. Nyantakyi may win legal war, but he must leave GFA job now.
Yeah, we
Written
all
by Gary
agree.
Smith, yeah.
We all agree. I think most of us do agree. Even though you think you've seen some exchange of hands, if it goes to court, it will be a different ball game.
Yeah, I will say the
Yeah,
evidence you're
so-
providing, etc.
Yeah,
So
but after everything that we've seen, do we still want him to hold himself, carry himself as GFA president? With what we've seen happen within FIFA elsewhere, this is almost like the same thing.
Especially with his plot to get 25% of the sponsorship money.
through this special purpose vehicle.
Vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm not sure any football person will be comfortable having him
and money
get
passing through
sponsorship
his
deals
personal account.
for
SPV.
the country. I mean,
Yeah.
Special purpose
So I
vehicle.
asked the question. You know that recently, very recently, we signed the
Xylophone
cash deal. The question on my mind really.
How much was it?
What went
I don't
down?
recall the
What
figure,
went
but
down?
what we are told is that the agreement has a lot of confidential clauses.
Yeah, why wouldn't
So the
it
details
when
of the
these things
agreement
happen on the
are
ground?
not very out there.
Heaven knows what they had to pay whoever.
Okay, so we have other stories also featured, and that's number 12, Kwesi Nyantakyi's top 10 greatest hits in quotes. All right, so you just have to go to my journal.
It's a hit, man. Is it 7 already?
Yeah, so we have bed bags, invasion forces shutdown of Tema Technical School, boarding house, and
Recent cedi depreciation is temporary. It's coming from a Bank of Ghana official.
them.
The full story: how Nyantakyi sold Ghana for $11 million.
I hear by the time they were done, like everybody went to sit in their various cars to leave, the figure had hit 15. They're very good negotiators, man.
Child marriage still rife in Karachi East District.
Yeah.
He was counting the money. He said 1 + 2 + 5 + 10.
Mathematics was good.
Wait. During the Commission of Inquiry, the Justice Jamapa Commission, the formula. Remember the formula? Are you surprised about the counting?
Coefficients, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, mine is really good at it.
Well, Atmas.
Facebook investors rejects re-election of Zuckerberg to board. So he's facing a significant rebellion from ordinary shareholders, with more than a quarter voting against his reappointment to the board.
Wow.
Gapoha CEO dismissal, a Sojaman MPP executive threatening mass resignation. That's his constituency. He stood.
Well, I think
he wanted to be the candidate.
If they were
NPP,
Michelle Bantaman, that would have been a concern. But this was Japan MPP.
Okay, this is also pretty much brewing. Kennedy Japan hauled to privileges committee over useless parliament comments. And then shock, disappointment dominate Facebook reactions after Anas's number 12 premiere. Social media buzzes as Anas's titillates Ghanaians. Is that how? Okay. With premiere excerpts. There's a whole lot more, lots of conversations, and the messages that we're getting on WhatsApp. So somebody's asking, I have a ticket for today's premiering of number 12. I want to know if the expose will be shown today. I'm Idris from Ashaman. Idris, it will certainly. Whether rain or shine.
4 times daily, right?
Yeah.
It's like a dose of medicine.
Like a doctor's prescription.
ARV.
Okay, guys, BBC.
So we have BBC.
Football scandal in West Africa. It has a photograph of an image we've associated with Anas for some time now. It says a 2-year undercover investigation reveals footage of over 100 officials taking cash before games.
So they say two-year undercover investigation, and GFA is talking about 8 months ago.
Yeah, and this one, we have to say, apart from West Africa, also goes right through East Africa. So there's a Kenyan official who already has been taken out or suspended out of the Russia 2018 World Cup. He's a referee or one of the leaders.
Is it the same person who's also responded and says he has done nothing wrong? Yeah. Says he's done nothing wrong. But this, what we've seen in Ghana and what we continue to see, what we're talking about, actually not new in the game worldwide.
Yeah.
We know that things happen.
Worldwide took place like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. We saw how Seblata and Platini went out. We also saw it with Juventus some time ago. They had to go all the way back and point deductions among the rest.
Yeah.
Well,
let's do some of your messages because you've sent us loads of it. We will do well to read some. Exposing your corrupt deals, somebody says, is not the end of your life, but to help you step aside to create opportunity for someone to take over. Nyantechi must go to jail. Locomotion and Kantampo. This one says, you guys are just my breakfast. Eat us, baby. Says, missing your show is like missing my breakfast. Love you guys. Oliver Bena, London, inside Damanko in the Volta region. Heard about this place? Damanko. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching our show, Oliver. This one says, hope you're fine. Well, we are. We, the Ghanaian community, are so disappointed in some of our leaders who always think of their tummy, but remind them that karma is waiting for them gently in their life. Rani Dels says so on WhatsApp. And this one says, you're really doing a good job. I've been touched by the motivational message from Roland this morning. Okay. Ernest in Nalerugo sending this message. Perhaps we can do 2 more. Bright in Kumasi says, I can't stop watching. Keep it up. I'm sad for Ghana today. This one says, Ghana. Still can't believe. Congrats to Anas for his genuine work. Ghana really needs strong and confident persons like him. If not, Ghana will still remain behind till 1,000 years. Rafik Yariga, always enjoying your program. Thank you very much.
And you know, I'm just looking at a message from Katie. Many of you may not know Katie, the name Katie, the initial. And you know the title of his motivation that he sends every morning: Trials and Temptations.
This one is timely. I think maybe some other time we will talk about the mode is what some other people are talking about, but I say the content is what matters. Benedict is right on standby.
Benedict, good morning.
A
continuation of number 12.
As well as Akable. How are you guys?
Well, we're great.
Good. Awesome.
You've not been too talkative the last 2-3 days.
I've not been what?
Talkative. That's
Why?
a row would be.
Oh, wow.
Do you know any of the personality? Did you watch it at all?
Yeah, I did.
Did you know? Do you know any of the?
I
There's a man called
I know
Blue.
everybody, especially with the executive committee members.
The man called Blue, he was in red. Who is he?
Blue is a member of the Football Association. He was also with Tichiman City.
Okay.
Recently was with Tichiman City as their chairman, but he resigned. So he's always at the Football Association. When you go there in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, he's always sitting there. He's a member of the FA. Yeah.
He's a football person.
He's part of the match. He's part of the the player status committee. You know, when you have issues with your agent and probably maybe your club and you want to move on, he's part of the committee that if you're a player, you go and see. If you want, if you are seeking for floating status, he's part of that committee at the FA.
You say is it classmate or the friend of Asamoah and Bafojan's father, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. In
He also said the phone call came in, the dad was a police officer in Winchie.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He got a place into the Black Stars.
Remember when Asamoah was playing the Black Stars? At some point, it was Asamoah and his brother Bafojan, and when they call Jan, they won't call. When they call Asamoah, they won't call Bafojan. So he said.
So he was the one doing those things.
Yeah, he said he intervened and they called Abafo and Asamoah.
He's powerful.
And then there's the last one I want to draw your attention. There was this lady.
Yeah, Liniadi. She's a member of the executive committee, also the chairman of the Women's League board.
Wow.
So obviously she's the highest in terms of the ladies' participation at the Football Association. She holds the highest position there.
Okay.
She's part of the 22 executive committee members. There is no lady. She's the only lady on that committee. And she was caught taking 300 cedis. She was a match commissioner in an FA Cup game to influence the game. And also A.A. Lawal, he's a chairman of the Eastern Regional Football Federation. And as part of his position as the Eastern Regional Football Federation, automatically he qualifies to be on the executive committee as well. So he's also a member of the 22 executive committee members.
And the gentleman who we are told is the right-hand man of Mr. Nyantichi?
Abdullah Al-Hassan. Well, Abdullah Al-Hassan recently joined the Football Association.
You know, I love his introduction, how he introduces the FA president.
Well, he was a footballer. He's 31 years of age. And in the last election...
You mean football age?
Yeah, no, that's not his football age. That's his real age. He's 31 years.
He's young.
In the last Football Association's elections, the one that President Nyantichi went unopposed when they held the executive committee members' elections, he stood against one man who has been at the helm of affairs at the Northern Regional FA for a very long time, and he won. You understand? So I mean, he's new to the system.
He's backed by a very powerful man.
Yeah, he's new to the system. He's been there barely 4 years, and he's the chairman of the Northern Regional Football Association. So it's just like if we have the Greater Accra Regional Football Association, that's where Eddie Doku is chairman, and also he's a member of the Football Association and the highest decision-making body of the FA. That's the emergency committee. And so we have the.
Eddie Doku is the one who had a robe.
Yeah. So what is it?
He's the guy who gave the envelope back. The empty envelope.
The crumpled envelope.
empty envelope.
Okay.
Yeah.
What it is at the Football Association is from the emergency committee, from the executive committee, we have emergency committee. So the emergency committee probably maybe when there are issues that we have to sit down quickly and look at it before we even get to the executive committee, that will go to the emergency committee where we have the president, we have 3 other members. That's Eddie Doku is a member of the emergency committee. Uncle Nap, that's Nana Benye Yisen, also a member. And Kukweya, the man who
refused to accept.
Who refused to accept the money. He's also the chairman of the Black Starlets Management Committee, and he's part of the executive committee as well as the emergency committee. So that's how it works at the
He's the one that a lot of
Association.
people are tipping could be possibly the next GFA president. But Benedict, let's not take all your time. Benedict is back.
But have you
with
gone through the
details,
statement?
Yes, we have. We've read the
gone through the
entire
statement.
statements.
Dito.
We've broken it down. We
Every
don't
black
buy
and
it.
white.
If they care to watch, they should try and get tickets and go. Stay with us. Benedict is back with details of sports.